So, Tsubasa already has a hot blonde friend who is all over him, but he's not done. Now he's going to befriend a hot brunette with a cute, shy personality. And, above all that, she's a hardcore gamer. Our boy is really thriving in Hokkaido, isn't he? Hello everyone, I'm the Quiet F, and in this video I'm going to be recapping the third episode of Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable. So, without further ado, let's recap. Minami is super excited because they are going on a skiing class, and Tsubasa thinks this kind of classes could only happen in Hokkaido, because it snows a lot there. He had never gone skiing before, and tells Minami he's scared, and she teases him for it, because she has been skiing since elementary school, and she's pretty good at it. Also, everyone else in the class is good at skiing, and Tsubasa is not impressed. But it almost never snows in Tokyo, so he never had the chance to practice. Minami asks Sayuri, who is sitting next to Tsubasa, if she is excited to go skiing, but she ignores her. She tries to pretend it didn't bother her, but Tsubasa noticed her surprise, since she gets along with everybody else, and he wonders if something happened between them. She says she's been wanting to become friends with Sayuri forever, but she always ignores her when she tries to talk. Minami really likes her and thinks she's adorable, especially her face. Even though she has dark hair and a quiet personality, Minami calls her a Gyaru, and Tsubasa is amazed that such a contradiction could even exist. Minami gets jealous at Tsubasa for staring and stops talking to him, saying they are already arriving at the skiing place. When they arrive, the teacher asks them to split according to their skill levels, and Tsubasa doesn't know where he's supposed to go. The teacher asks him if he wants to go up the mountain, but he thinks it's better for him to practice on a flat surface first. So, the teacher tells him to go with the other student who had never gone skiing before, and the student is Sayuri. He says he'll look out for them every once in a while and tells Tsubasa to be careful. Tsubasa decides this is the perfect chance to talk to her and say Minami wants to be her friend. But when he gets close, she puts on earbuds, and he realizes she doesn't want to be disturbed. He admires the way she puts her hair behind her ears, but tries to shake that thought out of his mind. Sayuri starts walking on her skis, and Tsubasa imitates the way she walks. But when he takes his eyes off of her, she falls on her knees, and he goes after her to offer help. She gets up complaining, but then Minami comes flying above them like a professional, proving that she was indeed really good at skiing. But the teacher scolds her for jumping so high, and she has to get back to her group. Suddenly, Sayuri asks if Tsubasa is going out with Minami, and he gets nervous and answers it's not like that. She says they looked very close at the bus, and it looked like more than just Minami teasing him. Sayuri looks at Minami getting scolded by the teacher and says she's really popular. She's loud, outgoing, a party girl, and a Gyaru. She has everything Sayuri doesn't. Tsubasa notices she's jealous, but she avoids the talk and gets back to practicing. Meanwhile, a little boy is scared of skiing down the mountain. Then, Minami appears to save him and help him ski, because she's the snowy mountain rescue Gyaru, and they both start sliding down the mountain. The teacher apologizes because he completely forgot about Tsubasa and Sayuri. He even forgot to tell them it was time for their lunch break, so they go eat after everyone else was already there. Tsubasa decides to eat inside because otherwise he would be alone in the bus with Sayuri, and he imagines this would not be comfortable for her. When he gets a table, he realizes he forgot his chopsticks in his bag, so he has to go back to the bus to get them. But when he gets in, he sees Sayuri with her shirt lifted up, cleaning her sweat. Tsubasa turns around completely embarrassed because he has seen too much, and gets ready to apologize. He explains that nothing of that was on purpose, and that he's not going to tell anyone about it. He just wanted to get his chopsticks. He's about to leave the bus when Sayuri holds him, saying she should explain everything while they eat. They eat in silence for a while, and Tsubasa is scared Sayuri is going to threaten him, since he doesn't know her that well. But then she drinks some water and starts talking. The problem is that she sweats a lot, and she's always been embarrassed about it, so she would always skip the sports classes. But she ended up falling behind because she didn't learn a lot of things she should, so before she could notice, she was avoiding everyone else. Sometimes she would try to make an effort, like in the skiing class, but now Tsubasa had seen her try to dry off, and she's more embarrassed than ever. She decided to talk to Tsubasa about all that because he was a new student, so he didn't know her before, which makes it easy for her to talk about personal things. Also, they are both in a similar situation, the girl with no friends and the lonely transfer student. And above all that, she sees Tsubasa as a very uptight person, so she doubts he will spread the information around just to make fun of her. Then, something starts making noises in Sayuri's bag, and she looks at it with an embarrassed face, while Tsubasa wonders if it's her phone. He says he doesn't mind if she looks at it, and she decides there's no point in hiding it anymore. She opens up her bag and picks up a video game, saying that it was an update notification. She says she started playing a fighting game recently, and when Tsubasa says he has no idea what she's talking about, she starts talking endlessly about the game. He says he's not really into games, so Sayuri asks him to try playing it. He is overwhelmed and quickly loses the fight, so Sayuri teaches him what he has to do, but he is unable to pay attention because she's really close to him. and he can only pay attention to the parts of her body that are touching him. Sayuri realizes what she's doing and backs off, apologizing. She says she wants to get along with people, so she puts a lot of effort on her looks. But this is the way she really is, and people get scared or creeped out before she can figure out how close she can be with them. So she ends up isolating herself and focusing on the one thing she's good at, games. But Tsubasa doesn't think she's weird. He says he likes the way she tries so hard, and that both her looks and personality are great, and he's glad he met her. He says he wants her to teach him how to play games, and she has to hide her face because she's flustered from happiness. She agrees to teach him, but he has to call her professor from now on. So they spend the rest of the lunch break playing the fighting game, until they realize they are late for class. Since the teacher wasn't really paying attention to them, they could just kill time. But Tsubasa invites Sayuri to ski down the mountain with him. It would be just like the game. If they keep trying, they would be able to do it eventually. Minami sees them going up the mountain and can't believe they're together. Sayuri asks Tsubasa why he wants to ski, since the teacher told them to be careful, and he says he wants to challenge himself to do all sorts of new things in Hokkaido. Also, they are only trying the beginner's course, and Tsubasa asks the teacher for pointers before lunch. Sayuri says she could never be like him, but he confesses he's only like that now because of Minami. She was the first friend he made in Hokkaido, and she takes him to eat all sorts of new things and visit many new places. And her skiing was also really good. Sayuri sees that he's really into Minami, and he tries to deny it, but it only gives her more certainty. This changes Sayuri's opinion towards Minami, because it seems like everyone else idolizes her. And when she tries to talk to Sayuri, she thinks that there's no way a girl like her would be her friend. But since Tsubasa likes her, she might be a nice girl. They get to the top of the mountain and admire the view. But Tsubasa has a favor to ask Sayuri. He says that if he manages to make it all the way down without falling once, he wants her to talk to Minami. She really wants to be her friend. There's no other reason behind her reaching out. And Tsubasa says he also wants to become better friends with Sayuri. She says she'll do it, but with one condition. Tsubasa can't leave her behind. They start skiing down the mountain, trying to remember everything the teacher said, and it's going smoothly. But there was one problem. Tsubasa didn't teach Sayuri how to stop, so she's racing down the mountain, and she can hear his instructions. When Tsubasa tries to go save her, Minami appears by her side and tells her how to fall without hurting herself. She shows Sayuri what to do first, and she copies her, and they both stop without many issues. Tsubasa goes after them to make sure they're okay, and the teacher scolds them from afar because he didn't give them permission to go skiing by themselves. Tsubasa says he's going to take the blame for the both of them and starts apologizing to the teacher, while Sayuri thanks Minami and apologizes for being rude to her earlier, which makes her really happy. But on the bus ride home, Minami is mad because even though she had a fun day skiing and made friends with Sayuri, she and Tsubasa were getting too cozy, and she wanted them to hang out with her. I guess the hot blonde just got a worthy opponent, huh? Well, that was Hokkaido Girls Are Super Adorable. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell so you won't miss anything new. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.